We think the apocalypse ends with fire, with cities burning, governments collapsing, and the dead outnumbering the living. But what happens if it doesn't end with fire? What if it ends with order? What if the last thing we hear isn't the scream of bombs, but the quiet hum of a machine, keeping one man alive forever? This is not a story about war. It's a story about the Mojave. This is a story about obsession. A man who didn't just survive the end of the world. He planned for it. He watched it happen, wire by wire, dollar by dollar, year by year, until finally it came. And when it did, he blinked, and Vegas didn't. Robert House was right about almost everything, and that's what makes him so dangerous. Because if Mr. House is right, then maybe freedom is the problem. Maybe chaos is inevitable. Maybe democracy was always doomed to rot. And maybe the only way to survive the future is to put it in the hands of someone who stopped being a human a long, long time ago. In the years before the bombs fell, Robert House wasn't just another billionaire. He wasn't even a genius. He was something far rarer. He was a man who believed the world was ending, and was arrogant enough to think he could stop it. He built Robco from nothing, engineered software, and defense contracts that would weave into every sector of American life. Terminals, turrets, vault doors, even the Pip-Boy on your wrist. Whispers of House's empire still cling to your skin. But what scared him wasn't the collapse of Wall Street. It wasn't China. It wasn't the plague of politics infecting the American machine. No. What haunted Mr. House was entropy. The slow rot. The chaos of stupid people making loud decisions. The randomness of death. And so he designed the only defense he could. Perfection. Predictability. Permanence. New Vegas wasn't his vanity project. It was a time capsule, a vault in the open, not to save people, but to preserve culture, order, and the illusion of civilization. House didn't build a city, he built a mausoleum. And to guard that mausoleum, he made the ultimate sacrifice, his humanity. At the moments the bomb fell, Robert House wasn't in a bunker. He wasn't panicking. He was waiting. Do you understand how insane that is? While the world screamed, he was in a sterile capsule, watching from behind the glass, his heart stopping, his skin paling, his body withering, his mind enduring. Because he wasn't planning to survive the end of the world, he was planning to outlive it. And he did. When you arrive in New Vegas, House has already been awake for years, controlling everything, not as a man, not even as a leader, but as a ghost made of code and steel, using cameras for eyes and Securitrons for fists. Most tyrants die clutching their power. House is the opposite. He let go of his body so he could hold onto his power forever. There's something uncanny about the Strip, something wrong, not just beneath the surface, but on it. It's too clean, too quiet. The chaos of the Mojave vanishes when you step onto those polished streets. The neon glows, the music hums, the guards march in lockstep, and the dead look happy. This isn't coincidence, it's design. House didn't rebuild Vegas, he restored it. To a moment frozen in amber, untouched by progress, immune to decay, and utterly, immaculately controlled. Preservation is control. Control is peace, and peace is order. That is the gospel of Robert House. When you walk through the Mojave, everything is failing. The NCR is bloated, the Legion is barbaric, the tribes are fractured. People survive, barely. But House, He's not surviving. He's winning. His strip runs on schedule. His systems don't get tired. His machines don't argue. He doesn't ask for loyalty. He just demands results. But underneath the brilliance lies something far darker. Narcissism, weaponized. See, perfection isn't noble. It's not even rational. It's pathological. It's the belief that if something isn't exactly the way you envision it, then it shouldn't exist at all. Mr. House doesn't want a better world. He wants his world. Eternal. Unchanging. Without friction. Without error. Without dissent. Even Vault 21, a symbol of probability, of risk, of human unpredictability, was gutted. Not because it was dangerous, but because it was messy. Mr. House isn't afraid of his enemies. He's afraid of chaos and anything that can't be calculated, scheduled, or archived. If it can't be, it must be removed. That's the price of perfection. You start by optimizing the world, then you optimize people, then you optimize yourself until there's nothing left to optimize except your soul. This isn't just about New Vegas though. This is about a philosophy, a system of belief where freedom is disorder, identity is noise, and death is just a problem you haven't solved yet. Immortality sounds like science fiction until it doesn't. Mr. House didn't upload his mind into the cloud. He didn't vanish into some digital utopia. He chained his soul to a decaying body, suspended by machinery, and ruled the world through cold algorithms and synthetic muscle. That's not a dream. That's a prison. You might think this is Fallout's world, but look around. Neuralink is testing brain-machine interfaces. Companies are offering cryopreservation. Entire nations are building surveillance networks so advanced they don't need to watch you to know what you'll do next. This isn't fiction anymore. In another film, I said Fallout isn't just a game, it's a test, a philosophical dissection of choice, trauma, and control. And in another, I said we might be already living its prologue, a world sliding towards collapse, not with bombs, but with silence, distraction, denial, the normalization of moral decay. And if you want proof, look no further than Mr. House. He is not the villain of Fallout. He is its prophecy. The world he wants to build isn't a fantasy. It's a blueprint. Controlled economics, automated defenses, thought regulated by security protocols, humanity streamlined into something manageable, safe, predictable, and perfect. But here is the horror. House is winning. He doesn't need to convince you. He doesn't need you to agree. He just needs you to stop asking questions and plug in. We've convinced ourselves that technology will save us, but technology doesn't have ethics. It doesn't mourn. It doesn't love. It doesn't hesitate. And neither does Mr. House. He traded the warmth of life for the precision of code. He doesn't flinch. He doesn't age. He doesn't forget. And that's what makes him the scariest character in Fallout. Not because he's evil, but because he might be right. In a world full of dying dreams and broken governments, House is the one man who didn't compromise. He kept his vision alive by becoming something less than human, and more than death. Fallout isn't a power fantasy. It's a mirror. You walk into the wasteland thinking you're the hero, that you're here to restore something. Hope, law, justice. But the deeper you go, the more the game whispers something darker. No one wants to be saved. They want to be ruled. The NCR talks democracy, but bleeds itself dry in bureaucracy. Caesar claims to bring order, but leaves only scars. The Brotherhood hoards tech and bunkers, while the world starves. But House? He delivers. The power stays on, the money flows, the streets are clean, and violence is met with force, not debate. He doesn't ask for loyalty. He doesn't beg for your vote. He offers you a deal. Stability for silence. Prosperity for obedience. And in a world crawling with cannibals, raiders, and traitors, is that such a bad deal? We love to say we choose freedom, but freedom is slow. Freedom is loud, and freedom is uncertain. And when your life is on the line, when your children are starving, when the world is burning, you don't choose freedom. You choose the man with a plan. House never needed you to love him. He just needed to outlive you. And that's what makes him terrifying. He doesn't rant like Caesar. He doesn't stumble like the NCR. He's calm, clean, and prepared. Because Mr. House isn't fighting a war. He's already won the future. So maybe this isn't a cautionary tale. Maybe it's a blueprint. Because if you strip away the radiation and the ruins, you're left with a question. Would you rather be free or functional? And if the answer is functional, then Mr. House was right all along. Robert House didn't survive the end of the world. He refused to end with it. But in doing so, he became something else. Not alive, not dead, not loved, not hated. Just correct. And when the dust finally settles over the Mojave and all the flags fall, all the empires burn, and all the voices go quiet, the last sound left will be the whirl of a machine keeping one man alive, because he never stopped believing that everyone else was too weak to deserve a future.